theory that I have came up with, involving one of the most scariest, deepest, and outright terrifying biome of all. That being the Void, or the Dead Zone, or whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is this theory of yours? Well, this theory has something to do with the ghost leviathans. Now, let me just show you what I'm talking about. If I were to swim past my little base over here, right out here, I'm in the Void. Absolute creepy, darkish hellhole of a biome. I can't see anything, but what do you know? A friend comes out to visit us. That being a ghost leviathan. Now, we all know what happens if you stay out the Void too long. If you stay for 30 seconds, a ghost leviathan will eventually spawn and come after you to basically try killing you. But if you stay another 30 seconds, another ghost leviathan would come out and do the same thing. And then another 30 plus seconds, another ghost leviathan comes. And that's where you basically start getting screwed. As you can see, the second one has spawned. Right. Also note, if you start hearing Reaper sounds, that's because I sort of spawned a Reaper on the Void. It's just that I was doing something. It's just that I was messing around a bit. Ignore that. Now, Jesus, will you calm the heck down? I'm trying to record here. Record about you guys and your weird behavior that you have. So, as we wait, the third one should come into view. Yep. So as you can see, all three of them are here. Of course, they can't do anything because I'm in creative mode, thank God. But let's swim out here for a bit, shall we? Let's swim back, actually. Now, if I were to swim back all the way into the playable area, will you look at that? They just swim away. Back into the Void. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Well, of course they're gonna swim back. They're programmed to do that. Well, I kind of have some... I have this... Of course, I already explained I had this theory. I'm sorry if I'm repeating this. Just I get a bit nervous whenever I record, so I stutter a lot. But if we were... Oh, I lost track. Let me think here for a second.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Let me think. Okay. After they... Don't you think it's a... Oh! Okay. Hang on. I'm just gonna... think here for a second. What I was gonna say... What am I gonna say? Alright. Don't you think it's a bit weird that they just retreat into the Void whenever you come back into the playable zone? If not, then I completely understand. But, and I have a theory on this. Maybe, just maybe, these ghost leviathans might actually have a heart. Now, you're gonna, of course you guys are gonna say, of course they have a heart, they're living creatures, yada yada yada. I know the whole procedure and everything. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that they're possibly defending you from something much larger out there. Now, for those who are new, you may be asking what I'm talking about. And spoiler alert, if you are not a fan of spoilers, please, by all means, turn to this. Well, click off the video, alright? Just click off the video if you don't want any spoilers. But to those who to those who are staying, what I'm talking about is the giant skeleton within the Lost River. As we know, the giant skeleton, or gargantuan leviathan skeleton, that we see in the Lost River is approximately 1/3 of its size, which means there's 75 to 85% of it still missing. Of course, I do have a PD. Now, Jesus. Okay. Let's take a look at the PDA, shall we? Let's go to deceased, and let's go to gargantuan fossil. The gargantuan fossil PDA wiki says this: the fossilized remains of an extinct superpredator. Its sheer size would have prohibited it from entering such an enclosed space, suggesting the geography of the planet has shifted around over time. A true apex predator. Dated at approximately 3 million years old, rib cage measurements suggest the creature was eel-like in structure. Calculations suggest this is only the front third of the specimen. The remains now support a vibrant microcosm of life. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that. Note, there are serious precise angular indents on the ribcage, suggesting a third party has taken samples from the specimen at a previous time. Of course, they're talking about it's talking about the precursors. But extinct. I probably don't think so. A giant gargantuan super predator. Maybe that's the answer why these ghost leviathans why they just appear. It's because there is possibly still one out here, somewhere in the void, just waiting to snatch anything up. And these ghost leviathans are basically trying to keep everything in because they know how dangerous that super predator can be. That's why they would appear. Now, I do know that PDA, it says ghost leviathans are... Hang on, let me just... Alright, let's go... Of course, I'm not going to scroll down, thank you very much. This is what I get for playing. Okay. What it says is that this creature is approaching the size limit for sustained organic. As such, adults of the specimen have been encountered exclusively around the edges of the volcanic crater, which supports life on this part of the planet and react with extreme aggression on approach. Extreme threat, avoid the crater edge. Now, of course, it's talking about how these ghost leviathans are territorial. Very territorial. But maybe the PDA has it wrong. I mean, sure, they would be territorial but what's strange though is that these three leviathans are encountered no matter where you go off the crater edge of. Like, they would just appear. So, why? Well, like I said, there is possibly a super predator out there. Yes, out there in the void. As if the void wasn't scary enough, the possibility of a giant eel-like creature still swimming out there is what's making these ghost leviathans probably have a change in heart and are trying to actually save you, even if that does mean using aggression. I do apologize if this theory does sound ridiculous. By the way, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. This is the Dampiest Badge, signing out.